Hi, and welcome to my channel, Sky Scout VR. I'm Martin Muñoz, and I'll be the pilot flying today. What I love about the simulator and the combination that I fly in is I get to see any place in the world I so desire. The beautiful sceneries, I just travel around. I'm not subject to strict protocols for the zones, airport protocols and things like that. So I can fly very close to landmarks, fly around them, just see the world just from this spot over here. What's good about it also, it's especially if you're thinking of scouting for locations, is we can use this system, combine the flight simulator together with the Google Earth Pro. So the flight simulator is what will do the flying to the place, which is equally fun and enjoyable. And through Google Earth Pro, you'll get to see the real images of the locations as they are. So before spending money, traveling to a different location or from location to location, we can scout from the air and then decide which places are worth actually visiting. For those asking about the setup, it's a very simple setup. So I've got the Oculus, so you'll need a VR headset. There are many brands out there, and so I'm not doing free advertising for anyone. Then I've got the yoke, I've got my throttles, and I've got my rudder pedals here. That's what's needed basically to fly. I have got the joystick, but this is what I use to fly the Google Earth Pro on, because these ones don't control Google Earth. So it's very simple. To fly on Google Earth, use the joystick, and to fly the plane, we use this setup here. I must make it clear, this is not flying school. I'm not teaching anyone how to fly, though I am flying, but it's more about visuals, just enjoying the scenes and seeing what our world looks like from above. Every week we'll be going from one landmark to another, so let's fly together and enjoy the world. Come see the world with me. Right, welcome on board my plane today. Today, as you can see, we're not in the Cessna 172, but we'll be flying the Cirrus jet. The reason I've chosen this plane is it'll move faster than the Cessna between Eldoret and JKIA. But at the same time, it's also got good views you can see around from the cockpit. So that's the reason we are flying this jet. And I'll be flying between this jet and the Cessna depending on the distances we are going to cover and what sights we are seeing. So, right, here we are airborne now out of Eldoret International, climbing out over the Uasin Gishu Plateau. You can already see the patchwork of farms stretching out below. So Eldoret's town just off to our left wing, famous for its athletes, especially long distance runners. Now heading southeast, now we are en route to Lanet. As we cruise towards Lanet, down you can see it's mostly farmland and rolling hills. And you'll notice how the terrain starts to dip. Yeah? That's us entering the Rift Valley proper. And right ahead, you can see that massive ball of earth, sort of the sunken thing. That's Menengai Crater. Menengai is one of the biggest calderas in Africa. It's so wide you can fit a whole city inside. The locals say it's haunted, so stories of spirits and strange winds. But geologically, it's just a collapsed volcano, still active underneath though. A caldera is a large bowl-shaped volcano depression formed when a volcano erupts and then it collapses inwards. So that's what you're seeing over there. Now, I've just passed Menengai. We've got Lake Nakuru up ahead. You can see that milky blue patch down there. It's Lake Nakuru is a soda lake, which is famous for flamingos. It used to be pink all over from the birds, but water levels have shifted things in recent years. So Nakuru's town is just south of the lake. It started as a railway stop, and the name Nakuru comes from the Maasai word Enakuro, meaning the dusty place. These days it's a bustling city, and yeah, folks jokingly call it Nax Vegas because of the nightlife, the casinos, the whole vibe. So Nakuru National Park wraps around the lake, and here you'll find rhinos, lions, buffalo, all packed into a pretty compact space. But look closely, parts of the park are underwater. That's because the lake's been rising, swallowing roads and picnic sites, nature doing its thing. Off to the left now, that's Lake Elementaita, smaller, quieter, but just as beautiful. It's a flamingo hotspot also. I've shot some scenes with flamingos there. In fact, one of my films, which is on my, I think on my Facebook or on one of my social media, it's a film that won an award last year for a tourism film, and you can see the flamingos in that film. And there's a shot which I did there in Lake Elementaita, just on the shores, of a couple riding on horseback, and a water buck just crossed the frame in the water, and that's Lake Elementaita. So the land around it, as you can see, that's Soisambu Ranch, huge private conservancy, covers a big chunk of the lake's western shore. Further west, you've got Delamere Farm, part of Kenya's colonial legacy, Lord Delamere's old estate. It's still active and pretty close to both Elementaita and Nakuru. Now you see that round ridge ahead? Locals call it the sleeping warrior. So from the ground, it looks like a Maasai warrior lying on his back. But from up here, you can see it's circular. It's funny how perspective changes everything. Yeah, interesting. I never thought it was round. I saw it for the first time from there. Now we are threading the needle between Lake Naivasha on the left and Lake Oloiden on the right. Naivasha is a freshwater lake, which is a rare thing for rift lakes. And Oloiden used to actually be part of it, but now it's slightly separated and more alkaline. I guess something over years historically. So both lakes have deep history, early human settlement, colonial farms, and now tourism and flower exports. Naivasha's name also is Maasai and comes from Naiposha, meaning rough waters, thanks to the wind and the waves. I don't think you can see greenhouses from the beam maps that's updating as we fly, but around the lake, there are lots of them, and that's Kenya's flower belt. So you have roses, carnations, all which head for Europe on a daily basis. The northern side of the lake is more natural with lodges and wildlife, while the southern side is all business, farms, the geothermal plants, or career, and now you've got a lot of activities going on. There is a place they've opened there, I think they call it Party Island or something, and so many hotels have come up on the southern side. So kind of to the left, I don't think you can see it here from this height and distance, is all Karia, Kenya's geothermal hut. So it's full of steam vents, turbines, all power things. On the ground and nearby you just see what feels like smoke or things rising up from, that's the geothermal. Yeah. So Olkaria is run by Kengen, and it's part of Kenya's clean energy push. So I think we're really doing good in green energy, and you'll see some more green energy along this route. So between Naivasha and Ngong Hills is the Suswa Valley. You've got Mount Suswa down there, a double crater volcano, which is pretty unique. And the valley is wide and rugged, classic rift terrain. And coming up right ahead is Ngong Hills, again, Maasai name, which is Nkungu Emunyi, means rhinoceros spring. And these hills are also, made famous by the movie Out of Africa, the scene with Meryl Streep and Robert Redford flying over. That was shot here over these hills and around. So Pilots call this Ngong Hills the knuckle. That's it's a visual marker on approach to Nairobi. So you cross it before descending into the basin. So it helps one line up with Golf Victor, which is the VFR reporting point. But as I said, mine is not to teach piloting. Yes, we're just here to enjoy the views. But just remember that Golf Victor, Ngong Hills, alignment towards JKIA. So now we are on final, passing over Matasia and Ongata Rongai. So below us you'll find Nairobi National Park, and yeah, and actually there are wild animals right next to the city. Nairobi National Park is unique because it's the only park within a city, and in here you can find lions, giraffe, rhinos, all within sight of the city skyline. So I've seen some beautiful photographs of wild animals with tall buildings in the background. Also good for tourists. If you have a late night flight, I've put so many of my clients, I've organized safaris for them on the day that they're traveling back, and they've got a late night flight. So it's an early morning, off to the park, see the animals, back in time for lunch at the hotel, afternoon nap, final parking, maybe buying a few curios, and off to JKIA to take your flight out. So that's the beauty about Nairobi. Yeah, as I said, Nairobi National Park is the only national park in the world that is bordering a capital city. Quite surreal, but yeah, you've got planes landing over zebras, skyscrapers, behind giraffes. You can do so much if you're planning a day out at the park and photography and all. So runway 06 is right ahead, and we are coming into land. Yep, just enjoy this final flight into JKIA and touchdown.
Mike, November Mike, turn next taxiway. Vision Jet Mike, November Mike, contact ground on 121.6. Kenya 887 Heavy, follow the Airbus A20N on final. Wind calm, clear to land runway 6.
121.6 Vision Jet Mike November Mike. Goodbye. Ground Vision
So,
Jet 5
safely
Yankee,
on the
Mike
ground.
November, Mike taxi
That was
to the
a
gate.
beautiful flight. I hope you loved it as much as I did. And thank you for flying with me, first of all, and for trusting me in the air not to crash. Please send me your
Taxiing
comments,
to
your
gate
feedback,
15
and also
via
where you'd like
taxiway.
me to fly you to next on the next show. Don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button, and let's enjoy the world one flight at a time.